Hey and welcome to this lesson. Today what I want to do is give you some blues. I'm back with some blues, okay? What we're going to do is just some fun stuff like this. We're going to do two specific little tricks, okay? And it's going to be based around the shuffle, which everybody loves. It's going to be this sort of thing. So you got two really cool little things there based around the shuffle. If you don't know the shuffle, get good at that first. What I'm basically doing, I'm doing an A. This is all in A. I'm only going to show you on the A chord just so you can really have some fun. Short, sharp, fast, fun lesson. That's what this is all about. Okay, so we've got the open A string, second fret of the D string. Okay, we're strumming those two. I'm adding a little bit of palm muting here, but we'll talk about that in a moment, okay? So I'm doing that twice. Open A, second fret D. Then fourth fret of the D with the open A. So you got this so far. And then back to second fret of the D with the open A. So 4 strums. Okay, without the palm muting. Okay? So it's 2-2-4-2 on that D string. Okay, and a bit quicker. With the palm muting, which just adds a little bit more punchiness to it. Okay, it sounds like this. Okay, and it's that simple. For palm muting, get the side of your hand just roughly there like that, okay, and place it right where the strings meet the bridge of the guitar. And then just try that. See if you can get a good sound. If it sounds too dead, you're probably too far this way. Hear that? It's almost dead because my hand is actually on the strings. Tiny adjustments make a big difference here. So to liven up the sound, I'm going back that way. Still a little bit dead, but better. Now a bit more that way. Much better. Bit more that way again. Not enough. That sounds too loud now. So I'm coming back this way this time. And there you go. That's the sweet spot. You could just try that with me after 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. And the count would be like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and I'll do that slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Some people prefer to count it, some don't. But basically adding that ring finger onto fret 4 on beats 2 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? But if you feel it, great. Bum ba dum ba dum ba dum bum. You want that sort of rhythm. And you want the nice tight palm muting. This is all about getting those little details right. Because if you play it like the rhythm skewed, it'll sound like this. Loses all groove. If you don't get the palm muting right, it could sound dead. You know, or it could just sound a bit too loud. You know, where you don't really hear the punchiness. So you've got to get all the details right. The coordination, the rhythm, the palm muting. These are the steps that a lot of people miss. You know, when they watch YouTube videos, they're like, okay, that started off really well, but I'm stuck. And often it's because people aren't encouraged just to slow down and get the first thing right. If you don't get the first thing right, the foundations aren't there, then everything you build on top will just be like a bit of a mess. But let's assume you've spent a bit of time with that right now, and you got that pretty good, and you want to add in some of the fun stuff on top, then we'll do that now, okay? If you haven't quite got that nailed, save this video, like it, subscribe, comment, come back to it, you know, bookmark it, keep watching it. But let's do the fun stuff now. So this is the second half, okay? We're gonna do this sort of thing. Okay, so to do that, what we're gonna do is break it up into 2 bars, okay? But first of all, you might say, well, what's a bar? This is a bar. Okay, so we're gonna play 1 bar like that. The second bar is gonna be half of that. Okay? And then it's going to be this. So essentially you could look at it like you're playing this 3 times. And then on the fourth time is where the variation comes in, and it's going to be literally that, okay? So 2 strums on the open A, second fret of the D, take the palm muting off, 3 on the A, 4 on the A. So that's your riff. So you're doing 3 of these, that's 1, then 2, and then 3, and then the fourth time you're doing this. Okay, and all together you got this. Okay, and obviously you don't hold that note at the end, it sounds weird when you hold the note at the end, but if you play it over and over it sounds like this. But then you might want to do the extra variation with the double stops, which is like this, okay? Okay, which livens it up again a bit more, okay? So the second variation then is going to be this. We're going to do this 3 times. Then the fourth time we do this. And it's a double stop, okay? It's based around fret 7 of the D and G strings. You strum that twice. I use my ring finger, but you can use 2 fingers if you want. And then we're going to do 5th fret of the D and G. And then hammer on to 7. So always slide if you want. But it's a quick note. So 7 on the D and G twice. 5th with hammer on or slide, and then back to 5th. Get that sound in your head. Okay. And practice that on its own. Alright, okay, so you got this. Okay, and then you put it all together, you get this. Nice fun little way of jazzing up an A power chord in the 12 bar blues, but then if you want to do it on the D and the E, you take the same principles. And you could do that sort of thing. And bury it and have some fun. Just mess around, you know what I mean? So get it as tight as you can, then feel free to experiment, okay? That's what I mean by that. Mess around, like, yeah, don't mess around. Because if you just mess around, nothing gets done. Have a bit of focus, that's one of the most important things. Really break it down. You know, there we broke it down into the shuffle. Then we broke down the riffs. And then the second riff. And then you put it together nice and slow. So slow down the video, have a lot of fun. The blues is great fun. And just throwing in little simple riffs like that can go a long way. If you've never done the shuffle before, you're probably gonna have to watch this video a few times. If you've watched my videos or anybody's videos and learned the shuffle really well, then you'll have a good basis, okay, to do this. But getting the shuffle right is the key. And even if you've got a good basis, it doesn't, you know, it's not overnight just learning new little tricks and keeping the rhythm tight. Because what I always say, guitar playing as a beginner gets quite easy when you can do things like strum and play things and keep the rhythm the same. But the real fun happens when you start varying rhythms and throwing in these little fills and extras. And that's one little lesson that will hopefully get you doing that, okay? So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the blues and you want more from me, check out this video and have a great day. Thank you. Cheers. Bye-bye.